Demolition a year and a half in the making.
Residents on Dearborn Avenue no longer have to look at this vacant home after Cleveland demolished it earlier this month. News 5 first told you about that house in June of 2018 after neighbors reached out to us worried about squatters and other illegal activity in the building.
In this News 5 original, Kevin Barry explains why it took so long to tear down that house and why neighbors are so relieved.
Yeah, Rob and Danita, the neighbors on Dearborn Avenue tell me that they're trying to make their neighborhood a little bit nicer. They got that big boost earlier this month when the city finally tore down an abandoned home that used to sit right here. A year and a half before this house on Dearborn Avenue was torn down,
it's such a relief.
the neighbor Louis Modick and other residents wanted out was this man.
Is this your house?
This is my sister's old man's.
Okay, and you live here?
Yeah.
County records suggest that wasn't true, and his squatting in the home was just the latest in a long list of complaints.
It was crazy because people were going in the yards when we wasn't here, actually taking water from the spigots, banging on doors at midnight, wanting to borrow cigarettes and stuff.
So Louis called News 5. In June of 2018, we found that the real owners seemed to have abandoned the building. Then the city condemned it in August of 2018. But the house stood there in various states of disrepair until it was demolished on February 7th this year.
Waiting for it to come down, knowing it was on schedule, was just very frustrating.
We just have to make sure all of our I's are dotted and T's are crossed.
Cleveland's Building and Housing Director, Ayanna Blue Donald, says she understands Louis' frustrations, but when the city demolishes a home, it usually belongs to someone else.
99% of the time, they are owned by private citizens.
That means there's a long list of steps the city has to take before a building can come down. It can take about 6 months to get permission to enter and inspect the property, document code violations, and finally, give anyone who might own it a chance to fix it up.
We don't want to tear down someone's property without giving them appropriate notice.
Once the city finally gets approval to tear the building down, it can take another 6 months to a year before that work can actually happen. Ayanna says the good news is that Cleveland has the funding to tear down many homes at the cost of about $10,000 to $15,000 per structure. Now that the wait is over, Louis says it'll only help his block get better faster.
Well, this neighborhood is, it's coming back.
Louis says he'd like to see some kind of public park or community garden in this location now that that house is finally gone, but don't hold your breath on that either. Experts tell me it could be months, if not years, before the plot of land actually transfers to somebody else who might be able to do that kind of work. Live in Cleveland, I'm Kevin Barry, News 5.